Wow. This fallout from the DC riot is, lack for a better term, there are no words. This is why I really don't get involved too much with politics. Um, yes, these people were wrong. They broke the law, breaking into this building, the Capitol building, inciting these kind of violence. And because of it, 5 people are dead. 3 died from natural causes, I guess from the stress or excitement of the breaking into the Capitol building. And 2 soldiers, ex-soldiers, military veterans were killed. I did a video on, Miss Babbitt. She got shot for trespassing. The police drew a line. She jumped through that window, that hole in the door, and got shot. She was the first to jump through and got shot and died. And of course, another military veteran, or police officer, Sicknick, doing his job, protecting the Capitol building, died. Got hit in the head with something. They say a fire hydrant or a pipe. It could be either. That's that's blatant murder, right there. But the biggest injustice in all of this and the fallout is that instead of going after the heads or the leaders, which would be easy because they know who they are, they're trying to find people in the crowd to go after. The little people, the civilians. There's Donald Trump. There's Mayor Giuliani, ex-Mayor Giuliani, who's now a lawyer for President Trump. You have Cruz from Texas, and there's another guy. There are a few of them out there, but those are the 3 I could think of off the top of my head. Nobody's going after them because they're rich and they have power. All right, so they're going, and they're their friends. These people are their friends. So behind closed doors, they're all friends. They're not going after the people that caused the riot or started or incited, that led to the deaths of these 2 people, out of the 5 in particular. They're looking to find a needle in the haystack people first. And the kicker is, these people are being charged when they find them. They're being charged for dumb stuff. Curfew violation, for instance, is like the biggest thing that keeps coming up. Nobody's being charged for unlawful entry into the Capitol building. They're getting charged for curfew violation. Which doesn't. This is a theater of politicians. This is a game. They're all filthy rich, so they're pretending to give a damn. They really don't give a damn. How do you go after, spend millions upon millions of dollars to go after people that's harder to find when the biggest ones are right there in Washington, sitting right next to you in Congress? Why not go after those people? They're right there. You're firing or requiring the working man to retire, to resign and all this stuff. Why are you, the politicians, not resigning? And this is why I said in the other video, instead of being angry and creating this mob type violence, vote these people out. Republicans, if you want all Republicans, organize like you did for the riot and vote all these people out. If you don't like the politicians as they are now, vote them out. Instead of doing things like this. If you must create a revolution, which this was not, is obviously not on the scale of a revolution, Um, Organize that too. Be prepared to die. That's the nature of a revolution, you know. But this theater is what it is. It's a pretense. It's a show. It's a charade, and it's being done by all members of Parliament, not Parliament. That's British. All members of Congress. So it's happened. This is a theater. It's clear and blatant a theater. The type of arrest reasoning they're giving for arrest is wrong. It should have been breaking and entering and destruction of federal property. That's the crime. Insurrection could be a crime. I really don't know all the details of the different caveats of certain words as applied by law. I'm not a lawyer, but the crimes that these people are getting arrested for has really nothing to do with what they did. Lastly, freedom of speech is really being hindered. So right now we have Trump and a few other people's Twitter's accounts and all these other accounts being shut down because they could incite further riots. Words alone can't incite riots. It takes something to have occurred. Look at even World War II. Hitler wasn't the only cause of World War II. The World War One and the sanctions against Germany built up or prepared the playing field for people to feel justified for supporting someone like a Hitler. The Treaty of Versailles is one of the biggest things that pretty much put Germany into serious depression that led to World War II. The cause and effects, there's always cause and effects to things. Why are these people rioting or this angry? Cause and effect. Something was done that caused these people to react this way, and they were incited by someone of power. And the person that incited that, the head of that, is Donald Trump. Nobody's touching him. These people went into the Capitol building looking for his vice president, a fellow Republican that stood by Donald Trump. For some reason or the other, they felt he turned on them. That's a serious fanatical one-track mind type mindset. It's like people lost the ability to use reason when that enraged. But to stop someone's freedom of speech, that's also wrong, just because they're not saying the things you want to hear. Let them speak. It is our job to voice our opinions and back up what we say with action. So, if we disagree with Donald Trump's approach and his people's approach, and they're about to storm the Capitol building, we can say that's wrong and back that up with our form of action by more presence, more military and law enforcement presence. We did it for less when Black Lives Matter was protesting. We showed an overwhelming show of force and presence, and they weren't even doing anything compared to what these white privileged people were doing. And yes, there is white privilege there. That is why people were so complacent. But the majority of this population in America is white. So even if you incite a very small portion of that population, the amount of people by number is significant. Not by percentage, but by number. The numbers that could show up to something like that is significant. So you have to treat these type of things with more force and a show of presence than, say, a Black Lives Matter movement, because only a percentage of people will show up to that from the black community. So the number count is significantly less, even if the percentage is higher. So I'm seeing things online where they're doing things like Twitter again is banning the president from speaking, and some other venues. Let these people speak. That's their right. It is our job on the other side to either educate some of these people or be prepared to defend what we also believe in. These people were clearly wrong. If you have any questions, ask in the comment section down below. Subscribe. Y'all have a blessed, safe day.